And hopefully for us they didn't do this. But they are attacking some of our ports. And that's bad. That's why we need the navy, so that all of our ports would be operational. Oh, and obviously we can only keep troops there. That if we put one brigade in a port, then the port cannot be taken by enemy navy. Path blocked right here. This was our retreating Indian Navy. Unit has been recruited here. So this unit is a kind of a deterrent to the United Nations one, and we should attack it as soon as possible, obviously, but when the time comes. And let's see, our first troops have reached Brazil coast, and there's already Portuguese here. By placing just one of these fleets here, we occupy the entire block, and so we have to kind of be the first to do it. Our line's broken, path blocked, already seen that. And so smallpox inoculation has occurred. Very unfortunate to some. Here we are. Now we are going to besiege the Amsterdam. It's reasonably fine. We have the superiority, but let's be safe than sorry and wait a little bit before we engage in battle here. That's India. That's one of United Nations provinces right there. Finally, we should be able to build ourselves a proper colonial line infantry. These musket armed troops use massed volleys to break an enemy, relying on discipline to withstand any counter fire. So range, accuracy, melee attack 6, melee attack 4, range accuracy 25, charge bonus 8. So these troops are much better than the previous bunch that was out there. They're much more accurate. The reload skill is more than twice as good, the same range, and overall they're stronger and more ready to fight, but they are very, very expensive, and only 4 units will cost me 1000 coins. Just that. Now I'm going to see if there's any upgrades I need to fulfill in France. It looks like no. That will give us some more happiness for the lower classes, but we don't need it now, as you can see. That would give us some happiness for the Catholic population. And if we want to expand anything else, we will need the upgrades. But I'm sure that we can safely expand those nations right there. Not nations, those buildings right there on the islands. And that's what I was focusing for. And so, what I was saying is we need to attack them because they are going to be weak without this one unit. I do wonder, how do we recruit ourselves a general? Does it just come out of some building? I don't know yet, but I'm sure we'll need one soon enough. How's our research? Only one turn until better weapons during battle. A knife on the musket. Now if I build one unit and place it here, that will protect this port forever. Only France and Louisiana is making money on this road. Everybody's kind of making everybody not to trade. Let's go with the trade and see what else we have here. Spices are denied. The sea road these goods are being transported on is being blockaded. Coast of Brazil is being blockaded too. So they are blockading us somewhere. It's just unclear where exactly. Trade road. Multiple nations, some enemy nations. Okay. Nobody here. And this one is being blockaded too. So maybe that's the port that blockades our ability to gain resources from Brazil. Because without all this money, the things wouldn't go as good. I think the spices come from Brazil. No, the sugar is coming from Brazil. And the sugar prices are not as low as coffee prices, but not as high as ivory prices too. The more they tend to produce, the less expensive it gets, to be precise. Open negotiations. Request peace. I wonder, how can I puppet the nation? It doesn't seem to give me that option. And we're at war against quite a few nations all over the place. Okay, it's time to move out, and so let us attack this brigade here and try to win against them. 494, 494 is the exact same unit, and if we would be able to wipe them out here, eventually it's a war of attrition. We're both producing troops, and if any of us lose out, then in the final battle one of us will have a lot more. I see why United Nations have declared war on us, because they can gain a lot. They can gain trade roads, they can gain some land in South America. Okay, so these troops are here to stop the United Nations. Troops will reduce them in rank. And look at that, they're on a defensive mode. behind the wall they would be almost equal or even much better than our troops. So what we're gonna do is we're going to fool them and go around. What that means is that we won't engage them head on because they're covered, and we'll try to fight on our own terms, and so we will try to spread out here. This may take a while. If they die, we should have a much better chance to win later, because they currently have, I'm thinking, if I remember correctly, about 2 brigades in the city, and this one came to harass us, and now we kind of push them back, and we shall soon engage them. And if we wipe them out, it's going to be a great victory for us, because we'll be able to besiege the city. If we besiege the city, we'll still be able to recruit troops from the region, while they won't be able to do so. And by holding that siege, they'll be losing troops to our artillery fire and so on and so forth. Okay, it looks like they didn't react to our advance here, which is a little bit surprising. But that is just going to make them suffer. Now that we have lined up, obviously we can try and advance them. If they just won't go to the other side of the fence, things may look to be just fine. Okay, we're moving up. They still do not react. Now they have reacted, and they ran to the other side, which is exactly what I was kind of expecting them to do. And so they didn't run to the other side. They didn't. They're not lining up behind the wall, and we're not lining up behind the wall, because if they would have lined behind that wall, we would have engaged them with the bayonet charge. There's no other way. Everybody's reloading now. We should have the superiority here. Everybody's reloading, as you can see. This is going to take some time for all of them to do this. I'm gonna order them to run forward so that we could spread a little bit thinner. Even thinner. Now let us attack further on. More troops will be shooting now. These guys are bugging out. I don't know why. They shouldn't be bugging out. Shoot, you fools. Okay, they're bugging out. I'm attacking. We'll just try to attack them while they're unprepared and reloading their muskets. As you can see, we don't have bayonets, so it's gonna be nasty. They're gonna be pushing the metal barrels into each other's body. But there's so many more of us that we should be able to take on them. Everybody's wearing the same uniforms. As you can see, it's South America. Nobody was making different clothes at that time for these kind of troops. They all looked very, very close to each other. And we're gonna continue this until we actually wipe out as many as we can. But maybe it was just a few more. It looks like we did what we wanted to do, but not entirely. We just wounded them there. But it's fine. We're coming back. It doesn't say anything about replenishment. Look at that, replenish depleted units. It's going to cost me. I didn't know that it's going to cost me. I do not remember that. I actually thought it wouldn't cost me anything. But it will. And that's not good. Fleet arrives. More fleet arrived. Let's first see, a new unit has been recruited. I already took that unit, so it's fine. And these were the fleets that I already checked. Alliances have been broken. And we're gonna keep this city besieged. As you can see, these Indian trade ships are going to Brazil. Now they're launching a counterattack. As you can see, their force is a little bit smaller than mine, and so I shall engage. It surprises me that they did that. It's probably out of revenge. I don't know why they would attack me with a smaller force. Maybe they do believe that they can take on those troops. I'll just try to get myself behind the fence, if there's going to be such a option to do. And it looks like there is. We have quite a few fences here. And this is even a double fence right here. And that's exactly what we're gonna try and do. Let's see what do they have. I'm gonna spread the troops here. I'm not even sure from which side they're coming, so anything can happen. It seems that they're coming from the right direction. They're coming from here, and they have to defend there. So it may not prove to be completely bad. I'm just going to spread the troops a little bit differently, like that. And now let us wait a little bit for them to show up. That's our town. As you can see, this town was very, very small. They mostly worked the fields. And that's it. And so United Nations are coming. This was the brigade that has lost the last time. Their officers are wearing dark blue uniforms, which makes them very noticeable, while our officers are wearing kind of white gray uniforms, and that makes them less noticeable, which may not be a bad thing in real life. From a game perspective, can't see the officers properly. They are coming over now. As you can see, they will jump into our field of fire soon. They have lined up and now they're gonna enter the field of fire. They should probably enter just so that I would be able to shoot with one of my units, but it seems that they're not. However, it's unclear where exactly they're gonna turn. If they're gonna move out on one of my brigades, I'm just gonna move the other one. You see, they do not line up foolishly. Let's see what this is going to be all about. We should start shooting at them in just a minute. And they're being hit. And they're being hit bad. One of their units is already retreating, which is very good for us. Very bad for them. Now they're spreading very foolishly. That will put them in the line of fire of my troops very soon. Of both of my brigades. Let's see. They haven't shot even once. Now they made the first shot. They are trying to hit my troops behind a fence, which is going to give us an advantage. Now this may take a while. Everybody's not very accurate, as you can see. But these battles are very important because we will be making a lot of money by having those two provinces secured. And we do need to secure those provinces. Now is the battle for attrition. We just need to weigh this out. I could order a bayonet charge, but we're in such a good position now that there's no point in doing so. Yeah, very poor led, probably by emotion. They just needed to stay there, recruit troops, and hope that they would be able to effectively attack or defend. And now they just kind of foolishly went out against us. I like that sound. They lost half of their troops, while we didn't. And so it should soon be the end. I'm sure we now need to charge them. And kill as many as we can, because if we wouldn't charge, after losing a lot of soldiers, they would just retreat, and this will make everybody very, very happy. Yeah, they're still sticking gun barrels into each other, which should be very, very bad. Look at this guy. Oh yeah. Oh no, he didn't got him. Okay, as you can see, they take this tube and they try to stick this tube into your eyeballs, because they don't have any knives, so they can't really kind of kill you with one blow. There's so many of us. These guys were really brave. It's just foolishly led. Continue. If we could just shoot once, we would probably be able to take out many more of them. Yeah, we did took a few of them, just not enough. Didn't turn off the fire for this guy. That's it. Now they're just going to run away. Close victory. What, do they run already? Then I die happy. James Wolfe, English General. They have been completely wiped out here. Look at that. They showed up in Europe, and so we shall try to engage them. Now that we know they're here, I'm going to send a navy down from northern part of France to Spain, in hopes that we're going to engage them. And there are obviously sea battles too, and they don't really know how to fight sea battles very well, so that's something to note. Savoy is good at their fighting too. It looks like the Iroquois are still moving into recently occupied territory, and they decided to raid our farms here, which is very bad for us once again. But we shall soon be able to engage them. Just after another turn, we should have large enough force to fight them, and that they moved from a city will only give us an advantage, because they won't be barricading themselves. Enemy raid. This is what they did. They raided us, and our army needs at least 2 more brigades to be completely effective. Okay, in here looks like we are recruiting and coming continuously stronger. Fleet arrives here once again, and we shall go here and see if we can have any more trade posts, and as you can see, we will. We have made many ships and soldiers, New royal heir. The royal family have given birth to a beautiful daughter, securing the succession of a noble and gentle heir to the throne. Military technology has been researched. Ring bayonet. Enables ring bayonets. This replaces plug bayonets. Don't care about much about square formation, but improved campaign movement speed is obviously very useful. Carbines. Enables carbines. This allows the recruitment of carbine wielding cavalry units. These are cavalry tactics. I'm just gonna go with better bayonets for now. And I'm gonna send this navy down here, where we hopefully are going to engage them soon enough.